Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Just a few minutes from kickoff for our second game of the day against the Harlequins, second 15 in the UAE Division 1 competition. Bahrain looking to make it 2 comfortable, controlling wins from 2 today. Our second team having mixed results so far this season. Currently sitting at 6th in the table. The Harlequins, their competition today, sitting in 4th place. And all important playoff positions to play for. Just the top 4 getting a home quarter-final in March. So a lot to play for our second team today. Obviously, everyone aiming to climb into that first 15 spot, but our 2 Super 2s putting on some great performances. They have already beaten Elaine Amblers, who are table toppers currently. So second team looking to put on a massive show today for our home crowd. Just a few minutes from kickoff. Today's starting lineup. Second 15, Cameron Thompson, Martin Prinsloo, the captain, and Nick Young. A trio of South African beef. 3 really powerful, strong characters. Talal Al-Sharif, our Bahraini, and Jack Jarvis, welcoming him back after some small injuries and some family commitments. Unable to show up recently. Great to have him. The George Swinton, the young 6, just 17 years of age. Brandon McGee playing at 8, and Saul Piper. A little bit of vintage in the back row, Saul Piper, adding some age and experience there on the open side. Great to see George Swinton, his first senior start after making his first debut appearance against Elaine Amblers just a few weeks ago. Great to see him starting for the second team today. And our half-back partnership, Jean Kutsi and Dan Dryden, recently dubbed Double D. Dan Dryden playing at fly half. Matt Barnett, new player joining us, and Chris Kropp on the outside centre position. Always a dangerous running threat from there. Chris Kropp, quite a fast, elusive runner. Cole Crawford, Matt Richards, and Diego Hernandez. A very explosive, fast, and dangerous back 3. The boys will be looking to feed those lads early on and put some points on the board. So not long now then, the lads are coming out. I'm looking forward to a really good game of rugby. The sun is glaring down today, but not too hot. So really good conditions for another expansive game of rugby. Just a few minutes and we'll be right back. Come on, the boys. Boys will be running out to the iconic Dropkick Murphy, the song they've run out to since the 2017 season. 2018, of course, being their first iconic West Asia Premiership win after a drought of silverware for our senior rugby teams. But now the silverware is thick and fast. A dominant force in West Asia, in the GCC, throughout the region. Bahrain with a reputation as a hard place to visit to. Not many teams have come here in recent seasons and took home the big W. Just run over on the bench today. Big G wearing the 16 shirt. Big B in the 17 shirt. 2 massive front row forwards to come in. Keaton Shedden and Graham Bishop returns. Sponsored by McLaren. James Wheeler, another old vintage mature player. Stewart, the powerful winger, South African, and Seb Hoffman. Another amazing result of our Colts coaching team, pushing them through into senior rugby. Seb Hoffman, Cole Crawford and George Swinton, all three of them part of our academy and coming through into the senior side, which you love to see. A little bit of a delay here as the boys get themselves pumped up in the change rooms. I'm joined here today by Mr. Jason Vine on the camera and Mr. Alex Stones on the secondary camera, so thank you to both of those for volunteering and sharing their time with us. They always do a fantastic job and we appreciate their efforts. Here we go, Martin Prinsloo, the captain, the South African, looking to lead his side to a very strong victory, and here they come. Bahrain are out the tunnel first. The music does eventually kick in. Here we go. What a performance to follow up on then. Our first team, a considerable 62-7 win against the Sharks. Bahrain looking to make it 2 from 2. And I'm very grateful to be welcomed by Mr. Adam Wallace, our Director of Rugby, joining us in the commentary booth today for our second team fixture. How's it going, Adam Wallace?
Thanks very much, Mr. Behan. Yeah, delighted to be here. Obviously just stepping back from the coaching duties for this one as we lead out with our head coach, Lindsay Gibson, and assistant head coach, Jack Parry, leading our second team this year. So I have the pleasure of joining you on the comms. It's now just coming up to 3:30. The sun is absolutely shining, but it's not too hot here as we hit this last weekend in January. Boys raring to go, having to sat through and watch the ones to their 7th victory in 7.
Yep, 7 from 7, undefeated so far. You must be very happy with the performances.
Yeah, I mean, we've been working on trying to build a complete performance. I think you saw more of that today. I think the first team actually held the game plan together pretty well, and then all the way through that, even to the last play, you could see elements of a structure breaking down the Sharks and actually leading to a try right at the death there. So yeah, really happy with how the boys performed today. A lot of determination, a lot of grit. We knew it was going to be a tricky game against Sharks. They've recruited well, they're going well, bit of momentum off of their first win in this competition, and they came here with the ambition to play. So yeah, really well stepped up by the boys and really happy with the performance.
Absolutely, can't scoff at 7 wins from 7. Absolutely fantastic start to the season. Obviously playoffs will be looming in the next 3 to 4 weeks. So Bahrain are in a fantastic position, our first 15, in a fantastic position to get a home semi-final and hopefully take home the silverware. But today, our second team getting taken away now. What are your predictions for today, Adam, for our second 15?
Yeah, I mean, we're in a really good place actually. Obviously in this league now, first time that Bahrain have had a competitive team in Division 1, UAE Division 1, and we're excited to kind of be in here. It's really, really important for us that we do have regular competitive rugby as a development for our players. Real good opportunity for some people to step up today. I think that one of the biggest things about this competition is that you need top 8 to get into playoffs. It's another opportunity for us to hunt for silverware. There's a lot of boys out there that are really, really happy about this competition, and us being at home today, we've got a full complement, expecting good things from the boys. So we've kicked off
to a physical start. Martin Prinsloo with a lovely carry up the middle, the captain, leading by example on the trundle. There he is, Saul Piper, another stalwart of our second 15, Golden Oldies, trying to break his way into that first 15 squad. Always full of heart, always full of effort. Just out on the full then by the Quins. A little bit of a let-off, early let-off for Bahrain. The first scrum of the day should be quite telling. Nick Young Cam Thompson on the tight and loose, respectively.
Yeah, a lot of experience in that front row. Expecting a battle today. Weight seems to look like it's favouring Bahrain, and that's no slight at the boys. Look like they're in good body positions, and they'll be keen for this contest all day. Yeah, as predicted, solid base for them to play off. Quick launch from Bahrain. Looking to attack up the middle.
Shaw just puts his foot down. A little bit of a box kick. Has that made ground, and he does force the error.
Interesting, Harlequins opting to not compete at the breakdown. It looked a little bit like Bahrain seemed to be short-numbered there and maybe isolated, but Quins obviously with an early ambition to just set their defensive line and get up and hit players. So, yeah, opportunity for Bahrain to attack now, first time into Quins' half.
Fairly solid set piece as well. First scrum went to plan.
I feel like one of us is going to have to do the excited voice, El, as at the moment we both seem to be going for the monotoned description of exactly what's going on.
Mr. Adam Wallace, I'm joined by our colour commentator, Adam Wallace. Thank you for joining me in the commentary booth today.
So I think that's Elliot doing the mundane stuff, and I'll just add a bit of highlight to it as we go.
We'll do our best to keep it exciting for you lovely people. Especially at scrum time, a little bit of downtime, just to chat. How have you been, Adam?
Yeah, not too bad. This is the last game now before we break for what is essentially the school half terms. Not that this is school rugby, but it does seem to impact a lot of what we do with expats living in the region. So we'll have a nice little 2-week break after this.
Quins with a bit of a barrel on, and the lads are turned inside out at scrum time. They do get the penalty.
Yeah,
just a bit of early dominance there from Quins.
Yeah, really strong from Quins there, especially after the last solid set piece that Bahrain had. Maybe just caught guilty of switching off on the opponent's ball there.
Yeah.
I mean, Martin won't be happy with that. You can see it. Look at him fuming. He's going to have a word with the ref. Ref doesn't want to hear it. He's stepping away.
Absolutely. A little bit too early for alarm bells to be totally ringing, but Jack Parry, the coach, obviously a scrum specialist, he'll be making note of that one. Any changes that do need to be made on the setup of the scrum. Won't be happy with that from the boys. But chance to compete here, spoil the set piece for Quins. Hopefully not give them too much free, easy access to our 22 today. Yeah,
I imagine it'll be a stiff competition at the front here. Big Jarvo, always quick up in the air. Oh, he's unlucky not to get a hand to that. Huge pass and looks like a late shot coming in there. Big yelp from the Harlequins player. I hope he's all right. It's a direct straight yellow, no hesitation from the referee. He is going to be sitting down for 10 minutes.
Does look like to be holding a rib.
Really good performance for our Golden Oldies in a friendly against the Navy team last weekend. Stepping up for his first cap and debut for Bahrain. That's not the impact he wanted to have had. Looks really sharp in the midfield. He's good on the ball. Obviously just a little bit too eager off the line there. Unfortunately, the player still seems to be down. Hopefully he's okay.
Absolutely, Matt Barnett seems to be a physical unit. Bahrain obviously renowned for having big, strong, dynamic centres.
Yeah, you heard it here first. That was Elliot who said that, not me. I mean, all apart from our maverick Jack Phillips, you know, the average height has been over 6 foot in the Bahrain Centre partnership for many years. Obviously, Jack brings that down a little bit now with his 5'3" stature. But for the rest of us, it's always been an area of contention as big, tall centres, and Barnaby doesn't take away from that at all.
Absolutely. Just on a note of that, Adam Wallace obviously not quite hanging up the boots yet. He hasn't officially done it, but he's been dearly missed.
Do you officially do it at amateur level? I'm not sure you officially do it. I don't know what level of arrogance you have to officially hang up your boots without injury at this stage. But
and that is the first 3 points go to our visitors.
Yeah, excellent kick. Looks dangerous off the tee. Bahrain are going to have to watch that if they want to stay ahead in this game and actually get a grip to it. Anything around the sort of 30-40 metres looks like it's going straight through the uprights today.
Absolutely. Quite a good kicker's delight today. Quite a still day. Plenty of sun. Dry underfoot. Really good opportunity for the kickers to put
Dan
some points
Dryden
on the
with the
board.
restart. He's gone for the left foot short kick. It's a perfect 10-metre execution.
Just another knock on by the Quins.
Outstanding kick. I like that. Let's just claim that it was intended for. Bahrain with a launch here then. Exciting position for a backline. Quinn's opted to defend with a flat 4. See if Bahrain can take advantage of this.
John with the put in. So many South African names in this lineup. Hard to pronounce for a lovely, very Englishman like myself. I'll do my very best. Big carry. Chris Crop up the middle.
Yeah, not the launch they were looking for, but Chris Kopp's done well there to clean it up. Bahrain now setting presence in the midfield.
Bahrain sitting very deep.
Chris stepping in at 10 again. Opts to carry from the blitz defence. It's a good option. But again, high tackle. Crowd don't seem happy with it.
No, Quins really need to reel in that tackle height. Something the referees are so hot on that you will not get away with at this level.
Yeah, and just to reiterate, obviously here in the West Asia leagues, we have slightly different ruling on the tackle height. So anyone who's new to watching this, the high tackle is ruled if it is over the sternum. This was brought in 2 seasons ago to try and protect players' welfare, try and limit the amount of high tackles that were there. So we have been trialling and playing with the sternum as the high tackle height, the ruling. So everyone must tackle below the sternum. I think you've seen it already. A couple of people just got that wrong.
Here we go then. Bahrain's first throw into the lineup. Referee not quite happy with the spacing.
Referee's not happy, but Coach Lindsay Gibson is. Tell them to trust the process, keep it going. Again, a couple of really good options for Bahrain today. Talau and Javo will be dominating the aerial battle today. I'm sure they'll be looking to release this back line.
Here we go then. Take 2. Bahrain taking their time. Walking in. And again, closing the gap just a little bit too much. Wish we had a referee mic just to see exactly what the issue was there.
I think he thinks they're closing the gap. The referee's not happy, but he's not turned it over. It's led to some confusion, but it's well cleared up by Brandon, who sets the platform. Bahrain now launch off the wide. Good option from Sol Piper to carry there. Dan Dryden with a left foot chip just outside the 22. Doesn't appear that the Quins player called mark, although perhaps he should have.
He did put his hand up. Surely, referee, you're not going to give that mark. Oh, he didn't. Bit of back chat. I did think I saw a hand go up by the fullback there. I think the Bahrain have been gifted a little bit of.
I think the Quins player's just rectifying that now. Doesn't seem overly happy with the referee's decision. Ref was the AR for the game previous to this, so he has been out in the sun for a long time. Bahrain opting to play from the deck. Exciting rugby. Love to see it. Great tip on by Martin there. Sends Javo crashing at the line. Quick ball again. It's disrupted by Quins. Nick couldn't gather the disrupted ball. It's been deemed a knock-on, and Bahrain will be upset with the outcome there. Not for lack of trying, but it looks like Quins are keen to disrupt this. Obviously a lot of passion coming from the Quins side. Their first team down here just 2 weeks ago. But a really, really strong performance against the Bahrain first 15. Unfortunately losing out on that by 22 points to 20 with a kick at the death from Bahrain. I think they'll probably feel slightly aggrieved as to not come away with more points. Maybe their twos are here to set that record straight today.
Absolutely, they've got a really good chance to take a big scalp off the Bahrain second 15 here. Quinn's sitting pretty above Bahrain in the table, but this second team have so much to give. Obviously already taken the scalp of the lane amblers. The table toppers currently in the UAE Division 1. So Bahrain definitely have a lot to offer in this UAE Division 1. And they are a threat to every team.
Bahrain retaining ball well, albeit not with the most effective carries. Quinn's defence seeming strong there. Again, flying out the line, another fantastic hit, but the ref's not happy with it. Again, we go back to that tackle height. It's not only about getting below the sternum, it's the body height of the defender as well. Stood very upright in that tackle, and as Soul Piper dips his head, it's deemed a high collision as it's chest on head. So Bahrain will be in a position now to decide whether they're going for the points. And that is the decision made, yeah.
There we go, take the points, sensible decision. Equal out the scores again, and we start over.
Interesting lineup from Quins today. A few familiar faces in there. One particular in the backfield who has caused Bahrain many problems for many years. I remember back maybe 6-7 years ago now, single-handedly won finals for Quins against Bahrain, preventing us from silverware for many years. Young Barry there in the ball in the back position. Irish lad, been in Abu Dhabi for a long time now. Knows his way around a try line and isn't afraid to get there.
No mistake
Solid
there.
nudge.
3 points to Bahrain. You love to see it. Confident kick.
Big Jean, aka Bobber, just with the extra 3 points there, putting the game back to level, 3-3.
There we go, 3 apiece. Interesting first 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, a little bit scrappy at the moment. I think discipline is becoming an issue for both sides. We don't want to get to a position where the ref is looking for more cards. I mean, obviously Bahrain's still down to 14 at the moment. I'm sure Quins will be looking to capitalise on that. Ref's just doing a quick head count to make sure that Bahrain hadn't snuck their man back on from the bin. But after doing the simple maths, he's realised that Bahrain are still at 14 and we're good to go. Great nudge from the Quins 10. It's kicked long into it. Bahrain have opted to not catch it and see if it goes straight into touch, but a well-weighted kick. Bounces just infield and then puts Quins now up with the pressure in Bahrain's 22.
Here's Martin, and the Bahrain do go quickly. No messing around there at set piece time. Oh, Soul Piper loses his footing. Bahrain do manage to get that ball cleanly though. And it is back to Dan Dryden. Not the nicest pass to Dan Dryden, but it does well to clear.
I'll tell you what, that is not one I would be wanting to deal with,
No.
but Dan Dryden has dealt with that exceptionally. A whipped ball off to his right-hand side. He's plucked it from the ground cleanly, swung his size 10s onto it, and made good ground for Bahrain.
I think he might be having a word with his half-back counterpart there.
I think it might be more than a word if he does one more of those.
Quins taking us away. They do get it cleanly off the top into their midfield.
Bahrain hot on the defence, straight up. Scrag tackles, bringing men down. First big carry from Quins now, but Soul Piper, fit to the challenge, absolutely drives him back to the ground. Strong carries off the base though from Quins. 5 or 6 yards with every carry at the moment. Bahrain are going to have to step their defence up. Another strong carry from Quins. A bit of a roll on the floor, but he's got away with it. Piston ball back down the blind side.
Quins just looking to suck the Bahrain defenders in. They do well going blind now. It's going to suck the energy out of the Bahrain defence here. If they can just keep it together. Another nice carry there.
So if they can get it wide here, it's a huge pass. It's a great step on the left foot, but he seems to have not taken the ball with him. Thinking the whistle was going to go, he almost gave up there, but it's still play on. Ball deemed to have bounced backwards. Hands away, 10 plays out the back. This is Barry. He is a lively threat. Opts for the boot.
Diego deals with that super well. Very composed, and he does manage to recycle. Bahrain will just put a foot on this surely and just look to exit after some sustained pressure from the Quins.
I'm sure they're going to want to see this off the park. Off the right foot of Baba. Scrum half Jean. Clean exit. Ref's called time off there. He wants to have a word with the captain. He's obviously not happy about something. What have you seen there, El?
Just having a word.
Hasn't seen anything. Back to me then, I guess.
My apologies. Haven't you talked to me then?
Yeah, I was saying, what's he called that for? But he wants to have a word.
Yeah.
Obviously not happy about something.
Not a totally egregious penalty count so far, just a less than a handful. So interesting that the referee's pulling the players in, perhaps a bit of too much chirps in, too many voices. A lot of passion in both of these teams. Sometimes can overspill, and the referee has to deal with too many men. I
wouldn't go that far out. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. The linesman is heading over to the ball. He's happy to proceed with a line out to B, Quinn's launch from about 30 yards out. Maybe it's just a conversation around, like you say, getting that chat away, cleaning up the game a little bit. Pretty scrappy at the moment. Refs had to have far too much involvement. Bahrain back to full contingent now, though? Or have they just got their subs out in the huddle? Surely that is time on the bin. Yeah, as I expected, Bahrain back to full contingent. Centre partnership returns to its strength. And be looking to hold out a shortened line out from Quinn's here. Opting for a 5-man.
Here we go then.
Straight into the hands of Jack Jarvis.
Up at the front.
So good in the air there. Reads the throw, goes off, and it's a great break by Sol Piper. Finding gaps in the middle. Ball's been made available, or is it just a little bit held up in there?
Oh, Brandon McGee dispatches the Quinn's second row out the side of the ruck. Dan Dryden caught unawares of that ball though.
Again, just trying to set a platform here that we can play off. Talal carrying well, slowing it down. Quinn's just a little bit eager there to try and turn over ball that's never available. Fighting, you can't fault the effort, but sometimes it's got to be a little bit smarter than that.
Yeah, absolutely. Talal picked up a little bit of a knock during that play. Did well to clean up that ball.
Again, another whistle before half an hour. We've had a lot of stops and starts in this game. Very difficult for either team to really get into their flow at the moment. I'm sure there'll be a few words from Dan Dryden leading at the front there at 10. To the team as they have this little break while Talal has his neck checked. Quinn's opting to poise themselves and get ready on the 10-metre line. Not too many communications coming out from them. They're obviously happy. I think one clear message of leave the ball alone at the breakdown has done enough.
Martin Prinsloo there, you can see him taking court with all the lads. Obviously, I'm sure he's sharing the information that the referee has shared with him.
Interesting, two very, very different setups from the teams here, using their time wisely, as you say. Bahrain getting everyone in to have a quick chat about how we're going to take this forward and get hold of it. Quinn's in an almost defensive structure pattern lined up, ready to go. Almost inviting Bahrain to come at him again. Ball is kept in by Quinn's. Outstanding effort from the young lad. And then sent rocketing up the field there for Matty Richards to attack. Ball's gathered after a couple of bounces. He has pace to burn, but it seems like the ground is letting everyone go at the moment. People are dropping to the floor left and right.
Yeah, second or third player to lose their footing just on the step. Here we go. Here's Matthew on the trundle. Returning off his yellow card. Making a big impact there.
That's the impact he would have wanted. Quick nod to the boys. Sorry about the 10 minutes. Load me up. Here I go.
Jack Jarvis here then. To George Swinton, the young colt. Another high tackle. And the referee's going to bring in the Quinn's player.
It looks to me like it's the same player. Seems to be a repeat offender.
Unacceptable tackle height once again. Needs to be dealt with. Can't have that in the game. And that is a big swinging arm.
Having been out on the pitch this morning, El, I think that it's actually in pretty good nick. So interesting to see why so many people seem to be losing their footing.
Yeah, very interesting. Just perhaps it's a dry day. Everyone keen to make some big steps and big goosies. Sometimes just a little bit of over-eagerness can cause yourself to make the break before you've actually caught the ball or before you've actually made the move. So
Unfortunately, another missed touch from Bahrain there. Quins didn't seem to deal with it too well, though. 10 under a lot of pressure. Just clears his lines. And we'll go for a Bahrain attacking line out about 35 metres out. I'm pretty sure this is what they would have wanted off of the touch finder anyway. So we just had delayed that episode for about a minute. It's not the cleanest of line outs, but it's worked.
A little bit of a short.
Bahrain up to 9-12, load up the middle. Support plays there, it's good. Dan Dryden, here we go. Now we're looking to play. Boys getting outside. Great feet from Matt Richards, but unfortunately, again, he just seemed like he planted his right foot and just kind of got dragged into touch with a sliding stud. I'm not sure what their boys are opting for out there, but I would say it's probably not the 21 mils.
Yeah, definitely interesting. He had some lovely dancing feet there. Just unfortunate to get barreled. Left himself just too much to do on that touchline.
It doesn't appear to have the grip. Plants the right foot, and you just see his foot sliding through the mud as it goes out to touch. Quins to exit their lines then. Again, Jack Jarvis calling all sorts of problems, but gives them the knock on. Unfortunately not to take that one. Great carry from Quins. Solid platform, back to 10. Textbook. Unfortunately, no advantage from the knock on, so we'll go back and give Quins another opportunity to clear their lines. Thoughts on the game so far, El?
Really interesting. Obviously, no team firmly putting their ownership on this game just yet. Bahrain seeming to squander a lot of possession so far, so they'll be looking to clean up that. Quins looking dangerous in attack, a really big pack, some strong carries. Bahrain dealing with it well in defence so far, so it's going to be a bit of an arm wrestle today, I feel.
Yeah, a bit disjointed. We're not really seeing anyone take dominance in any specific area at the moment, so it'll be interesting to see how this scrum goes. It's one apiece to penalties at the moment. Bahrain seem to be putting on the pressure there. Refs not overly happy with it though. Both teams actually popping up, so we're going to reset and go again. I think this is going to become a bit of a story for the rest of the game now. Real battle in that front row.
Yeah, Quins certainly had ascendancy in one of the early scrums, so Bahrain, no, they're not in for an easy ride today. Need to shore this area up, such an important area of the game. Scrum, the line out, and the restarts. Nick Young, Cam Thompson taking ownership of this scrum time. Pops up a little bit.
Wow, okay, so real strong pressure from Bahrain, but deemed illegal. Seem to be driving up, actually trying to pop the Quins team. Quins doing all they can to stay down, but being rewarded the penalty for the violation as it is. Easy out for Harlequins here now. Opportunity to clear their lines and launch from a line out.
Yeah, disappointing for Bahrain. Not the outcome they'd wanted. They'd want the Quins to have to exit on their own account.
It's a great touch finder from Quins there. Puts his team right up to the halfway line. Tactical words for the defensive line out coming on from line out specialist Lindsay Gibson. Doing a lot of homework on the Harlequins this week. Giving his team all the information and ammunition they need to go out and operate. I'm sure we'll see Jarvo up at the front again.
Quins just managed to bat it backwards.
Not the most effective, but they've got themselves up into the middle. Team folding around the corner. That's great play from Quins.
Stopped in his tracks. Matthew Richards throwing his weight around. There's not much of it, but he does stick it around. Such a powerful player.
Quins appeared to have found the overlap, but right until Matt Richards came in and found his ribs. That was him set back.
It's like the M5, Adam. Two hard shoulders.
I ain't going to pretend I didn't like that one. I ain't going to lie to you. Might have been the first time I heard it. Won't be the last.
Incredible hit. Here we go.
Refs had a problem with the gap in the line out all day. But it seems that Bahrain have got away there. Getting 9-12. Matt Barnaby back into it. Getting strong carry. Quick presentation, but the Quins defence is to it. Seems to have turnover. Although the ref has deemed not releasing or hands in the ruck, one of the two.
Yeah.
Not really sure how. Could have been hands in the ruck if he'd picked the ball up, but
Just neither of these teams quite finding their rhythm just yet.
seemed to be the tackler to me, so I think he's a little bit hard done by there.
The left booter Dan Dryden taking Bahrain into the Quins 22. Finally a good attacking chance for the boys.
Interesting tactic there from Bahrain. Obviously, Dan leading the command at 10, taking charge of that there. 9 has kicked for touch for the last couple without finding touch. Dan's actually stepped in and put the ball straight over the line. Gives Bahrain a real good opportunity to launch here from inside the opponent's 22.
What will Bahrain be looking for off this then? Anything other than points is just unacceptable, would you say, Adam?
It's a good line out. Yeah, I'd say this is definitely an area they want to go to. Maybe a bit premature with the drive of the line out before getting set up. They break off at the back and are firmly hit by Quins, who set the defensive line and drive them back. 9 sees something. Baba with a snipe that meets nothing but a shoulder. Okay, great carries from Martin Prinsloo there. Riding tackles, but with no doors open. They now look to move the ball wide. It's a good option out the back, but he's caught off by the Quins defence, who again seem to be really hot off the line. Short line. No, ref's not happy about something. Again, Bahrain just trying to find their shape and get into it. But the referee pulling them back again. I thought we probably would have seen an advantage there, but it's been a yellow card, so he's pulled the game. I'm going to say high shot. Might need a replay from Mr. Elliot Bijan there, actually.
Repeat offender. And the referee finally putting his foot down. That is enough. He shows the cheese. And that offers a good chance for Bahrain now, playing against 14 men, to open up.
So
this back three that they have.
There's having a bit of a break with a player down. I think Bahrain were getting treatment, then it's now Quins. Obviously, Elliot played a few games in your time here for Bahrain, but also been a member of the rugby community for many years. As the game's been at the moment, 3-3,
3-3, yeah.
Penalty in front of the post. What are you opting for? Gone down to 14 men.
Honestly, I think the way the scrum's going, I don't think that's an option that you've got complete ascendancy there, so I would check that off as not an option. I think at the moment the game's an arm wrestle. You want to come away with points every time you enter that 22. I think here, cooler heads prevail. You back your kicker, slot it over, take the lead, and hopefully receive another kick and just attack off of that now. Attack probably wide off the kickoff. We'll see what the boys do. I'm sure they'll take the points here, especially after Jean kicking that first 3 points so comfortably. Keep the scoreboard ticking over.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. I think with the whistle blowing and the time stopping with the yellow card, I think they can kick this straight through and have a full 10 minutes with Quins down a man. Real opportunity then when they receive the ball from this kickoff to attack either out wide on space or start really punching holes on a shortened team.
Absolutely, it looks like the decision has been made.
Yeah, and as predicted,
Mr. Bubba,
they've obviously got as much rugby knowledge as we have. They've gone for the points.
Would you believe it?
Slight concerns about a few of the Bahrain boys at the moment, sort of carrying knocks. Got a man in the backfield currently icing his neck, Martin Prinsloo, hooker today, starting hooker. Absolute stalwart for the second team. Represented the Bahrain first 15 only a couple of weeks ago here at home. And again, bringing that experience and knowledge through to the second team, helping bring up some of the youngsters that are joining the squad today. Successful kick from Baba again, so that's 6 points to 3 to Bahrain. As we enter into the last quarter of the first half. Just confirm the score by the announcer over the back. That's good for me.
It's about 9 minutes remaining then in that yellow
high hanging kick. High hanging kick, but a little bit too much on it. Straight into touch. Bahrain will have a really good opportunity to attack here. Midfield scrum against a 7-man pack. Oh, they've opted line out. Interesting move.
Very interesting. Perhaps not feeling they're getting the kind of ball they want off their scrum at the moment. Rare that you see this option taken.
I feel like with the front row off the pitch, I probably would have gone for a scrum there, as they'd have to remove one of their back row to make sure they got a full cohort on.
Oh, here we go. Oh, he gets the
But
offload.
Bahrain launch, great attack. Great feet from Chris at the fullback. Oh, well met. Well, the covering tackle, that's definitely high as he burrows for the line. You see an arm.
Bahrain playing with the advantage then. Quinn scrambling hard to stop this onslaught of Bahrain attack.
They've got options. They burrow as one man up. Maybe it wasn't the right option, but they're still there. Out the back now. Jarvis, head down. Secures ball, looking to come back again. Hands is the call from the bench. But route one they go. Quinn's defending for their life now. Managed to drive him back another 5 metres. Big carry from last out in skipper Nick Young. Setting the platform for Bahrain to attack wide. Quins have folded round in defence quickly. They met the man.
Oh, lovely
Great tip on by Cam Thompson.
Oh, and he gets the offload.
Who then takes the return offload from a well-worked carry by Martin Prinsloo. Hits the deck. Cam rewarded for his teamwork. Little lift off the red there. Taking it back. Little 1-2 straight over the line.
The South African front row duo linking up beautifully well there. Martin Prinsloo is such a powerful dynamic carrier. Not the biggest hooker you'll see on the market, but throws his weight around so well. And Cam Thompson, an absolute workhorse in that front row. Great try from Bahrain.
As you say, absolute partnership there. Just reading each other, what they're going to do, the little communication. I'd love to say that was straight off the training park, but it's probably more like off the Bry Park, as the boys just chatting about that over a Bry, probably last night over a couple of bottles of wine. But fantastic from the boys there. Really good interlinking play. Cam, who unfortunately had to come off in the last game due to a neck injury, seems to have recovered from that, and again setting his ascendancy on the opposition.
No good from the kick, unfortunately. A bit of a side footer, not the cleanest strike we'll see from John today.
And that now puts Bahrain in 11 to the Harlequins with 3.
Not bad. A little bit of a buffer then. 2-score buffer from Bahrain.
Can't be much time left in this half now. I'm sure Quins are looking to put this deep, put some pressure on Bahrain, and maybe come away with a score before the half, put themselves right back in this contest.
Good Bahrain. Quinn's still with the man missing. Just playing 14 men. So Bahrain, this is a chance for Bahrain.
They've opted for the high kick to compete.
Oh.
Not accurately dealt with there by Talau. And it results in a Quins line out deep into the Bahrain half. No, we're going back for the scrum. Apologies for that. They've opted for scrum. They had the option. They've chose scrum. Excited to see what Abu Dhabi Harlequins can launch from here. Seem to be spread with the back line across the entire field. Blindside and fullback right up with the fly half. We've got to retain the ball first. Ball is fed by Quins. The ball's straight to the back. Doesn't mind. It's a great line from the Harlequins. 12 barrels through, but unfortunately in the cover tackle just spilt it forward. I think if he just hung on to that under his arm, he would have been straight under the post.
Yeah, really nice aggressive attacking rugby from the Quins 10 there, taking it straight to the line and just feeding him straight through the hole. Bahrain do really well on the cover defence there to snuff that attack, because that looked dangerous. They got in behind Bahrain very easily.
Yeah, really interesting attack, as you say. I really like the option of going right to the line, just bringing one attacking player with you, so all the defensive team think that it's an easy pass out the back, and then just looking out the back and loading that short option up through the front. You saw the dividends pay there. with a defence in 2 minds, managed to make half a break. Quick handoff. He's just unfortunate there to spill the ball as he goes. It looks like Bahrain have been caught for their troubles though, as the, hard to see from here, but one of the Bahrain players down, having his neck checked by the physio. Obviously this looks like protocol. Here's Chris Kropp at 13, who would have probably been involved with that handoff or the tackle. Appears to be okay though. Rubs the shoulder off. And he's back in for what will be scrum down, Bahrain ball.
Yep.
It's the sun, isn't it? I guess, yeah. Are we
Here
back?
we go, then.
Solid scrum from Bahrain, fed back to Dan, who opts for the left foot boot clear, found grass. Obviously the tactic was to keep the ball in play, but it probably shouldn't have been with a man with feet like that. Absolute danger running up the wing, chips forward. Again, Bahrain gathering, under pressure. Really opening up now. Good option by Diego, under pressure. 3 defenders in front of him. Hits a spiral off the outside of the right shin, and there it is. Cleared their lines with an exit out on the 10-metre line.
Yeah, lovely clearance given the circumstances. Love to see that from Diego. Adding the kicking game, just such a dynamic running game he has, but he certainly he's not always one to kick, but when he does, seems to be an effective tool he has.
No, really mature, smart decision there. I think under a bit of panic, the ball was shipped wide to him early. He was under a lot of pressure with 3 defenders, and the outcome is fantastic. Shows the maturity of Diego there, just to make sure that he can get his team out, everyone can take a breath, and we can set ourselves again. Quins to launch then, again opting for the 5-man line out. Up at the front, with the unfortunately deemed not straight. There was competition in the air from Jack Jarvis again at the front. And Bahrain opting for the line out. Really interesting at the moment. That scrum battle has obviously become something that's forefront of their mind, El, as they seem to be opting for line out where they can over scrum opportunities.
Yeah, definitely. I think Bahrain have definitely started a higher percentage of line-outs than their clean ball off their scrum so far. So,
yes, there's a lot about the mentality at the moment. Scrum is obviously a great opportunity to tie 8 players into a certain area, whereas the line-out leaves the boys free to defend straight off the line. But with a ground and pass, it holds the defence up a little bit. The pass from 9 not accurate though, bobbling on, and unfortunately being knocked on by Bahrain, but now Quinn's free to launch an attack, and some reason the ref has said no advantage to Harlequins, even though they've just gone 2 phases and it looked like their man was scoring in the corner. Quins will surely be aggrieved at that, probably a bit upset about it, to be honest. 1 score now and they are right back in this contest, but for whatever reason the ref realised there was not an opportunity for the advantage to take place, and he's bringing it back now for a Quinn scrum. Really dangerous position right in the midfield, about 25 yards out. Return to full cohort with the yellow card now being deemed over. Bahrain and Quins now back in midfield, both 2 full packs going against each other. Fed in by the 9. It's a good lift from the 8, but he's been attacked by Bahrain 9. Put a lot of pressure on him. Quinn's dealing with it well. They get the ball wide. They've opted to kick into the backfield, but it's scooped up by Matty Richards, who then sends the ball deep into the midfield. Quinn's again looking to attack, but met firmly by Bahrain. Quick ball now, starting to speed this game up a little bit. The speed of the ball has actually caught Bahrain napping offside. And with opportunity beckoning, the 10 goes for a shot at nothing with the chip pass. and it'll go back for for what could potentially be 3 points.
Few Quinn supporters tuning in. Thank you guys tuning in from over the pond in Abu Dhabi.
The
Reece
pond?
Warwick, shout out.
Is it a pond, is it?
Oh, I'd call it a little bit of a hop, skip and a jump over the pond.
You're out of the UK now, buddy. It's not over the pond.
Still
the Gulf?
Still a body of water. The UAE pond.
You can't just rename bodies of water. I thought America taught everyone that.
Reece Warwick tuning in. Owen as well from the Quins. William Wilson not happy with the ref. Get the ref off the pitch. I assume he's probably a Quinn supporter as well.
Oh my word. And would you believe it? He's kicked an amazing kick down to the 5 metre line, but the bugger's gone and smashed all the lights on the players' bar. So unfortunately, we will be sending the bill to his house after the game.
Adam Wallace not afraid to send an invoice. Here we go, really good attacking opportunity then for Quinn to get points on the board. Where will they opt to go? They go middle ball. And
It's a great line out. That's a great line out. Peel off the back. He peeled early, but he's got there. He's actually been rolled in the tackle. Great defence. But now Quinn's in a really dangerous position. They opt to go out the back. It's great hands. All they need to do now is feed the winger. Oh my word. For some reason, he thought the player had slipped over in front of him, but Matt Richards with a fantastic recovery tackle. And Quins have left their winger asking why that ball didn't get to him. Still with the ball though, deep in the 22, pushing forward. They look to play off 9, some strong carries from the Harlequins pack. Unfortunately, slow ball has caused a few boys to overrun, but a few pick and goes now, edging ever closer to the line. Play out the back. Again, wide pass. Matty Richards again with a try-saving tackle. The ref's going to the linesman. It's been deemed a knock-on, and that comes straight from the Harlequins linesman. Matty Richards with one try-saving tackle on the far left of the pitch, followed by another try-saving tackle on the far right of the pitch. Lost his footing, recovered, sprinted to the far other side of the pitch, and made a second try-saving tackle, resulting in a knock-on from the Harlequins. Scrum down. No, not a scrum, it's a penalty. Oh, someone must have gathered it and gone over the line. So it's a knock-on with Harlequins player gathering it, and then it's a penalty to Bahrain with an easy out to clear the line.
When you talk about work rate and commitment to the cause, Matty Richards there.
God, that is some take from a man in the crowd. Sorry to cut you off there, El, but Jesus, you don't see that often. Spectators taking balls above their head, double tops. Maybe we sign him up.
Just finished my point there. Matthew Richards, hell of an effort in defence. What an absolute workhorse there to get over one try saver after the other. Just throwing his weight around. Incredible.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Matty's work rate is unparalleled in this senior squad, both first team and second team. He's always working on improving his game, always working on getting fitter and stronger and faster. Lightning player, very dangerous threat in attack, as you saw against Al Ain a couple of weeks ago. Is capped by the Bahrain national team for their sevens, and has shown real promise in those competitions as well. An outstanding footballer, actually, to let you know, El. He plays in the local football league as well as the rugby. But you see there, he is well adept to making cover tackles. Outstanding work from him to keep the Quins out right before the half. Bahrain opt in to kick into touch, and that will bring us to the half-time break, where both teams will assess their performance and be looking at set dominance in the second half.
Well, Bahrain, fortunate from the hard work in defence to come away without the Quins scoring there. So the score 11-3 at the break. Confidence will be rife in Bahrain, but they'll know there's plenty of work to be done in the second half. Bahrain with a strong bench to come on. We'll see how it unfolds. We'll be right back after this short break. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you very soon. Boys are taken to the field for this second half. 11-3 the score. Quins with some work to do. Bahrain will be looking to put some more points on the board, I'm sure, early doors.
Sun just dropping over the SAR ground now, making the conditions a lot more playable. Temperature just starting to lower that as well. Sun's now out of play right down the halfway line, so it's in no one's eyes apart from my own. And we will be good to go for the second half. Words from the coaching staff, experienced coaching staff, with first 15 scrum coach Jack Parry, telling the boys to keep the ball moving, make sure we start bringing the backs into the game a little bit more. Quins look like they've had a stern chat from the head coach about being a little bit more clinical, and I think you see that at the end of that half there. Probably going to feel a little bit unlucky not to be going in with a close scoreline. Dan Dryden with a restart, unfortunately not going 10. Not his best off the left boot. We're going to restart then right in the middle with a scrum down. Harlequins ball. Quinn stacking men to the left of the scrum. 10 sitting right in the boot. A lot of space on this blind side here if they want to attack it. Scrum's pretty solid. It's 8-9. They go for the miss pass. Drill the corner. Matty Richards again losing his footing with his studs, but managed to recover himself as he does so often, using pure pace now to break the line. Up he goes and colliding back on the 10-metre line. Fantastic recovery from Matt Richards there.
Yeah, I think the third time he's lost his footing just a little bit there. I think he's got his plimsolls on from PE or something. I don't think he's got boots on. But he made a lovely break up the middle of the pitch. Such a fast, elusive runner once he gets going. And the lads just building some phases here. Seeing what's on, seeing if they can play out of their half.
Cam Thompson does that so well as a first receiver. Always ball in two hands, looking for a quick either tip pass or a little pump fake at the line. Just buying himself time, getting himself an opportunity to take it one-on-one. Bahrain moving the ball well now. They've gone from width to width, getting themselves into the 15-metre channel, looking to launch back. Wide pass there to Martin. Had he taken that, that might have been the one, but it's spilt forward, and now Quins are on the front foot. Again, a lot of kicking in this game. Players opting for that chip forward as opposed to retaining possession. Matty Richards, ever reliable at the back, clears up again. Gives Bahrain an opportunity to exit from their lines. Outside the 22, so he's going to have to stay infield. Unfortunately, I don't think Dan's seen that. He's gone left foot. And it's going to go all the way back where it was kicked for an Abu Dhabi Harlequins attacking line out just inside the Bahrain 22.
See Matthew McKee there in the background. Just a spectator for this second team game, obviously coming off the bench for that first team fixture earlier. Here we go then, Quins to throw in. Stolen again by Jack Jarvis, but it's not clean. Quins regain. Double knock on is called, and it'll be a Quins put into the ball, into the scrum.
Jack Jarvis, an absolute menace at the front of the line out, Elliot.
He is just a nice, light, lean beanpole that you can just sling up there. Gets up so quickly, and he's obviously got a good rugby brain on him. He's so disruptive at line-out time. Such a valuable asset to have there at the front of the line-out. Just a nightmare for opposition hookers and jumpers alike.
Yeah, it really makes the throwers think about their positioning, making sure they hit that accurate dart as it comes in. Unfortunate not to take it that time though. He's knocked it on, and this will be Quins launching again from inside the 22, this time from a scrum. Ref's not happy with the setup, and he's going to make him go again. Doesn't appear to be any changes at half-time. The full cohort still on the field from Bahrain.
No major changes, just a little reminder then. What we have to look forward to. Big G and Brandon going to be coming on to bolster that front row. Keaton Shedden, a new addition to the squad, and Graham Bishop, the return of the Mac, joins us again for a second team fixture. James Wheeler, Stewart and Seb Hoffman I'm sure the bench will be emptied at some point. At the moment, it's a real arm wrestle. Neither coaching team looking to make any major changes so far until one team can get a bit of a foothold in this game.
Really strong scrum there from Bahrain, put a lot of pressure on Abu Dhabi. We saw some slick passing there, a couple of out the backs off the base. Interesting tactic though. Harlequins, not sure what's been said at half-time. They do look to be playing territory a little bit more. Maybe looking to try and change some of that pressure from their own backs, transfer it over to Bahrain. They seem to be opting for the kick, especially around the halfway line. A wayward kick there, straight into touch, gives Bahrain the launch then, just inside their own half. Wide pass off the top from Bobber at 9, sends Sol Piper up the middle. Counter-rucking now strong from Harlequins. Referees happy with it though, as they are straight through the gate. They're now looking wide. Now they use the hands, they've found some space. Young lad met firmly by Sol Piper, but rise the tackle, presents the ball cleanly in the 22. Looks like Sol might have gone off his feet though in a second attempt to steal it back. Quinn's gone quick, great feet, couple of spiralling turns. And a try for the Harlequins. Excellent work there from the boys. Huge work rate from this men in the wide channel. Got themselves into a fantastic position to catch Bahrain off guard and get over for the added 5 points. Abu Dhabi Harlequins definitely come out in this half of intent to play. So, Abu Dhabi with their first try of the game, really well worked try. Again, quick tap from the constant infringements from Bahrain, taking advantage of them being caught sleeping. Great feet, pirouetting over the line. Can the fly half add the extras? It's halfway between the 15 metre and the 5 metre line. Not the easiest of kicks. Unfortunately, just been pushed right. Great strike from the fly half, but just dead straight on the right. I'm not sure if he thought it was going to curl in, but Bahrain now will be looking to launch again from the restart. It's time for a tactical change from the coaching staff of Bahrain. There are 2 subs coming on. So we are seeing Stewie, big Stuart Harness, coming on onto the wing. Well full of experience in both 7s and 15s. Taking a sabbatical this year to focus on his CrossFit, but still running out for the 2s because he loves the rugby so much. And again, a change in the back row as well. So that's as he charges down. Long kick from the Harlequins, but unfortunately all that good work undone by someone with hands in the ruck. And it will be a Quins penalty and a free opportunity to clear their lines. Big Stuart Harness making a huge impact as soon as he comes on, looking to assert himself in this game. What are your thoughts on Stewie, Elliot?
Stewie, such a powerful, fast, fit player. Sometimes he's undoing just a little bit of decision, can be a little bit erratic at times. I think he just has so much passion for the game, wants to make a massive impact. But what an athlete, and he brings so much to this team. He's so dangerous in open play when the defence is scrambling.
Excellent touch finder from Harlequins there, deep into Bahrain territory then. Positioned about 35 metres from the line. An overthrown line out, but gathered well by number 16 from Abu Dhabi Harlequins. Quins have clean ball. They look to play it wide. Great ball up the middle, but firmly met by a stalwart Bahrain defence as they fold and go again. Wide play now. Again, Diego with an excellent challenge in defence out on the wide channel. Quins really getting some momentum now, carrying forward, sending big numbers up the line. Slight little backhand ball goes to ground. But again, Quinn's opting to kick. The kicked option puts Bahrain under pressure, but it looked like they dealt with it well. For some reason, looking to go back down the blind there as if they had an opportunity to attack. Chris Kopp, though, actually getting caught with the cover tackle as he goes to kick long. Unfortunately, kicking it there into touch. So we'll go back to where it was kicked, and we'll start with a line out from Harlequins right on the 22-metre line. Interesting tactic from the Harlequins here, Elliot. Looking to kind of kick every time they get into a good attacking position. They seem to have good go-forward ball from the forwards. They seem to be setting a nice platform. Their backs are operating quite well in the wide channel. But, you know, 2, 3, 4 phases, and they go for that kick to the corner or that high chip.
Yeah, it's very unusual. I don't know whether they're thinking they're struggling to break down this Bahrain defence, but they do look dangerous. Certainly had some success with their big ball carriers early on. Got a big, heavy pack, but yeah, so just some strange decision making. Perhaps they're just trying things, seeing if they can break down the Bahrain defence a little bit easier going around the edges, but at the moment, Bahrain holding strong, and they'll be looking to get out of this. A bit of a dicey area they're in right now.
Yeah, it's an interesting watch at the moment. It looks like Quins definitely have the dominance when they're actually carrying going forwards, sticking to their structure. This kicking game is maybe killing them a little bit, but it looks like it's something that's planned. The coaches might have brought that in at half-time, try and pin Bahrain back in their 22, force a mistake. And that's exactly what they've done now with a huge scrum. But unfortunately, rather than going straight, it's wheeled. And we'll have a reset with Bahrain still to put in and an opportunity to exit from their 22. Ball will be deemed inside 22 for this one. So if we do decide to kick clear, line out will take place from the point of entry to the sideline.
Just something that's so easy to forget in the heat of battle sometimes. Are you taking it back into your own 22? So often you see people kicking out on the full, thinking they've made a nice 30, 40 metre gain, and it being called all the way back. So here we go then. Will Bahrain just look to hoof this into row Z, or will they look to play from their 22?
Much better platform. They play 10 from there. Dan Dryden with the boot, sending it right up midfield. But he finds the Harlequins player with great feet, by the way. Beats the first man, met firmly by the second two. Slow ball, they look to play off the base. Harlequins trying to carry, but again, firmly met by Bahrain in defence, which leads to a turnover. Bobber with a quick tap, looks to go, puts Chris Kopp out wide. Opts to carry, we're now wide into the channel. But again, the referee with a call of a high shot. I'm not really sure how many calls for high tackle you can have before someone sees a yellow card. Unfortunately, in that tackle, it looks like the Harlequins player has actually come off worse and is currently seeking medical assistance. Abu Dhabi with some changes themselves now. Some fresh blood coming on to bolster the squad. I'm 100% sure who'll be coming off yet, and I don't think they are either. But it appears to be the far winger who'll be exiting the field for a tactical replacement. Again, number 25 with a high shot, still seeking medical attention, but he seems to be fine. Maybe just trying to win a bit of favour from the referee there. Shrugs it off and steps back. He's been really good in midfield today. He's had some really, really strong carries. Some excellent footwork. Be a shame to see him leave the field. And it looks as though he is staying on though. Yep, so he'll rejoin his position at fullback. As we restart with a Bahrain penalty. Dan Dryden, solid left foot for a left foot touch finder. Drops the ball deep then into the Abu Dhabi 22. Their first entry into this area in the second half. I think we'll be looking to try and stay here for a little while, given the pressure that Abu Dhabi have been putting on Bahrain for the first 5-10 minutes of this second half.
So Adam, as a coach, what would you be trying to communicate to your players here? What is the call for the next sort of 20 minutes going into the last quarter of this game? What do we do? What are we looking for?
I think Abu Dhabi have come out the block strong. Whatever was said to them at half-time has obviously worked. They've come out geared up. They know they're still in this. So I would be saying to my boys, we've weathered that storm. You know, they had their swing of momentum. We're now down in their 22. Let's stay here. And let's stay here until we come away with points.
Let's drive
We've got a driving line
down.
here. And again, now I would camp here and make sure we come away with points. Short ball up the middle from Bahrain. Well met by the Abu Dhabi defence. We go back over the left side. Cam Thompson wriggles out of one tackle and buries over on the right-hand side. Bahrain looking to fold round the corner, play the same way. That quick flash back to the blind side. Quick hands from our tight front row there. And Cam Thompson with an outstanding score. Well worthy of his performance so far.
Love to see that. The prop in the wide channels, just dotting over. Love to see it from the South African. Hands on hips from a couple of the lads. It's been a tiring game.
Again, Cam's so good in that position. When he gets there, again, ball always in two hands. He's got either opportunity to pass the ball on to the extra man or show and go himself. And there he chose to actually show and go and get away with it. Gets himself one-on-one tackles, and he's so good in that position. As you see there as he buries over. Added points to Bahrain. And I'm sure Abu Dhabi, given their field position and dominance so far in the second half, will be very disappointed with that. Kick from 9 then. Unfortunately, not his greatest connection. Not added the extras.
16-8 the score. 8-point buffer. Still a two-score game. Bahrain, but won't be looking to rest on their laurels here. They need more points. They cannot park the bus here. Quins looking dangerous in attack once they get into their flow. And now it's do or die for them. Heading into the last quarter of this game.
Big pressure on this restart here. It's got to be good. It's got to be in a position to get them in an attacking position.
Oof, not what they needed.
Unfortunately, it's gone straight out again. It's a little bit too much on these kicks, giving Bahrain easy options to launch into their half.
Opting for the line out again. Seems to be. Lovely bird's eye view on this line out.
Bahrain shortened to a 5-man line out. Opting for tail ball. Free throw for Martin Prinsloo. Bobber sniping off of the back. Martin Prinsloo stepping in at the 9 duties. So we might have a little pick and go here. No, he feeds the 10. We're looking to go wide. Bit of indecision in the midfield causes our fly half to tack it in. Dan Dryden, good carry though, retains possession. Now we're back in shape. We've got options to attack. Again, Martin Prinsloo with a carry. He's made so many carries today. Bahrain opting for the one-out play at the minute, really focusing on loading those forwards up now to unleash the back line. Great take from Dan Dryden with an amazing pass out to Matty Richards, who wriggles free. Great footwork again, just making extra yards. It's a quick ball for Bahrain now if they can use it. Dan Dryden takes it on the blind, but opts to go back to open. Obviously seen some opportunity there.
Solid carry up the guts by Talal then. Using this blind side, Dan Dryden wraps it around. There is an opportunity out wide for Diego, but he decides to bust it up.
It looks to me like another high tackle. It didn't seem malicious or particularly dangerous, but it was around the neck. Referee has called a stop. He's stopped them from taking the quick tap, which assumes that he may be calling more to this.
Time off.
Time off as a player seeks treatment. Again, it doesn't seem like he's going into the bin or he's going to pull a card from his pocket, but has stopped Bahrain from playing the quick ball. We'll restart with a Bahrain penalty. Seems like a huge momentum swing to me, Elliot. Obviously a lot of pressure from Abu Dhabi in the first sort of opening phases of that second half. But it all seems to have swung in Bahrain's way now. So how important would you say momentum shifts are in this game?
Just massive. I think once the boys get their tails up, there's so much talent in this Bahrain backline specifically. Dan Dryden pulling the strings beautifully, and Matt Richards just so dynamic on those carries. Can make something out of nothing so often. He runs really tight, strong, hard lines, and Dan Dryden can pop anyone through a hole, and it's great to see. So definitely the momentum has swung in our favour. You love to see it. Two score buffer. You want to see Bahrain another try at least. Hopefully we want to get the bonus point out of this game. That is the overall target now. 2 more tries on the board, and this is an absolute splendid day for Bahrain Rugby.
So Dan Dryden kicking to touch then. It's not his best kick, but he's found touch, and that's the most important thing. Bahrain launching with a line out, opting for a full line out. Halfway between the 22 and the try line. Again, Jack Jarvis so secure as a line out option in the middle of this set piece. Bahrain with a drive now. They look well set. That is excellently coached. But they play off the back of it. Dan Dryden struggles to keep it, but he goes for the left foot stab across. Stewart gets beaten by the bounce, and unfortunately the ball bounces into touch. With Bahrain with a loss of about 3 yards there, will be upset not to come out with more. I thought the line out was going to be driving over there, Al. What did you see?
Did seem to be a bit premature to break off there. There's still momentum going, and you still have a bit of time. The referees are quite forgiving in those circumstances when the maul's set up nicely, and it's certainly gaining momentum. So surprised to see that break off early. I think the forward Martin certainly will be talking to Jean there. That needs to stay in a little bit longer. Just have a little bit more patience on that maul, because it's an area where Bahrain have looked dangerous.
Yeah, definitely. I think the threat is definitely there. I'd like to see him maybe, if they do have to go to the backs, launch up the middle a little bit tighter to the breakdown, maybe to that maul, get the forwards back into the game. But they opted for the wide play, unfortunately a bit scrappy, and it's resulted in Quinn's line out in their 22. The line out's not deemed straight, so Bahrain have been again very fortunate here from Abu Dhabi Harlequins' mistakes. They now have an opportunity to attack themselves again from a very similar position, just on the opposite side of the field. Bahrain opting to make a tactical change then. Stalwart and captain today, hooker Martin Prinsloo, making a tactical change with Nick Young, the captain from last time. Nick, a very experienced hooker and all-round front row player, has represented the first 15 on many occasions. There's a lot of passion. I'm sure he's going to add big energy to this when they come onto the field now. First line out is an absolute beauty. Again, finding Jack Jarvis at the back. Great play from Abu Dhabi Harlequins there, just stepping off the line out drive. They saw how dominant Bahrain were on the other side of the field, just stepping off, not engaging. Bahrain not clued on, shifting the ball back and being caught in the offside trap.
Yeah, smart there from Quins. You love to see it. Defence is adapting to the attack, and they've caught Bahrain napping there a little bit. So Quinn's an option to exit. They've not had much territorial possession in this second half, certainly in this last 20 minutes. So a really valuable opportunity just to exit from their 22, relieve a bit of pressure, and hopefully gain some momentum in this game, because they've got a little bit of work to do if they want to get on top. And Bahrain with a big shove here as well. Could turn this over, but they do get it away, and it looks like a nice long kick at this close touch line to Matt Richards. And here we go, Stewie. Oh, the patented bounce pass doesn't go to hand, unfortunately. Would have liked to do a slightly better off of that. I said just a small bit of a decision making there from Stewie, like he had the right idea. Just the execution, just a little bit of overzealousness.
Another change for Bahrain then, the number 9, Jean Baba. Jean Coetzee has been replaced now. Excellent first half from him, obviously adding the extras off the tee as well. He has had a fantastic 50 minutes there, so we'll see new 9 coming on now, maybe looking to try and inject a bit more pace now as we go into this opening game and try and settle this arm wrestle once and for all. Sun setting now, the floodlights have come on at the SAR ground here in Bahrain. Temperature's nice and cool. Everyone seems to be getting their second win, so we're into what is going to be a very exciting close of this game. Quins scrum they're put in just inside their own half. It's a good scrum. The 9 has released it well. Abu Dhabi looking to run wide. They opt to a touchline, and the midfield has been met again by the Bahrain 12. A ferocious tackle from the broad shoulders of Bahrain number 12, Matt Barnaby, has left the inside centre from Abu Dhabi Quins on the floor, gasping for air. Ball kicked through, a bit scrappy. Could have gone either person's way. Looks like we're going to go time off, but it will restart. The scrum down. Abu Dhabi Harlequins ball.
Yeah, very big hit there. The Quins play it. Still down. Massive collision. Perhaps could have wrapped the arm slightly more, but the height was good. Referee deemed it completely legal. Doesn't look like the touch judge is interfering too much. And he's up, fortunately, healthy, he's good to go.
And I can tell you for free, as a man who has received a few of them in my time, and Elliot, who has delivered a few of them in their time, they are not fun to be walking back from if you take that to the ribs.
Absolutely not, but showed some heart there to get up. He's got a big 10 minutes ahead of him. Back.
Right, let's back on. Apologies, I've just been corrected from the stand. That is Matt Barnett with a huge hit. Really imposing his position in this second team. Had a really, really good 60 minutes so far. He has, as I mentioned, played for the Golden Oldies last week. He's stationed in Bahrain with the UK Navy ship, applying his trade from New Zealand out with the Bahrain second team today. Great addition to the squad, and you can see that in everything that he's doing at the moment. I'm sure we'll be looking to probably put him up the middle here over the line. Unfortunately, 10 caught short. Great pressure from the Abu Dhabi Harlequin 9 there, putting the new replacement under pressure. Yep, forcing the knock on at the back, and now quick opportunity to exit their lines. Just over 10 minutes remaining then. Quins will be looking to get an exit from here. Get themselves in a good position to start regathering into this game. They're opting to run it. Don't mind it. It's an outstanding bit of footwork from the Abu Dhabi Quins player. Carries out to the 22. Quick ball on the left. Great hands. We know how electric this player can be. And for some reason opts to kick it down the throat of Matty Richards. And the fact that he managed to even attempt to regather that is half a miracle as it bolted at him at 100 miles an hour. Unfortunately though, knock on from Matt, and that will be a scrum down to Abu Dhabi Harlequins just inside their own half. They'll be happy with that exit. I think this might give them the momentum to kick on. I'm sure the coaching staff from Bahrain now, with a couple of extra changes in the front row, Big G coming on, joined by Brandon, have definitely got the golden oldie contingent in the crowd going. You might hear them in the background now, with the chant of Ole Bahrain going. First scrum, first opportunity to impose himself on this game. Apologies for the blue language from the crowd. They have been here all day supporting the rugby here at Bahrain RFC. And again, a huge scrum. Puts the number 8 under pressure, but he picks it up well. Deals with it. They're going to need to remove themselves from the back of the breakdown if they don't want to give away a penalty. Maybe a little bit too overzealous to make an impact. Immediately a penalty. Discipline is the call from the sideline, and I know Scrum coach Jack Parry will be a little bit upset they didn't just stay down and drive him over the ball there. Penalty, Abu Dhabi Harlequins opting for the touch finder. And again, Bahrain's discipline, just allowing Abu Dhabi to creep deeper into their half. (16-8's the score as we enter the last 10 minutes. Abu Dhabi with everything to play for. Bahrain looking to hold out.
Yeah, this next score is so important now. Can Bahrain close this game out, or can Quins make it a real competition to the death? So important. There is moments in games, turning points.
I'd definitely say this is one of them, yeah. It's a great line out, hits double tops. They look to load up the fullback, plays out the back, and a wide early pass, but the winger's not able to take it. It's up over his head, off of Abu Dhabi Quins' hand, and it's in to touch. What are your thoughts on the strike play there, El?
Just again, sums up sort of Quins' day, really. A little bit disjointed. Just a little bit trying to force things when things do not need to be forced. They just need to build pressure and have some time in the Bahrain 22. But
yeah, it looks to me like they've had some really dominant carries when they hit that midfield. But for one reason or other, they're opting for this big, wide pass every time, or that kicking battle. I think they probably need to revert to type at this point. Just start getting themselves on the front foot, building phases, building momentum, getting some pressure, and really putting Bahrain under the cosh. I think these wide passes at the moment, without necessarily attracting too many people in the midfield, is giving Bahrain very easy options to defend.
Exactly that, yeah.
Line out at the front, Jack Jarvis again, so solid with the carry. Matt Barnett with a huge carry up the middle, sits down the first man. Quick ball from the 9. Sol Piper with another carry. He's been everywhere today. Bit scrappy from Bahrain again. The gap was there if it was taken, but unfortunately just off the shoulder of Chris Kropp. Regathered by Bahrain, but deemed to be a knock-on and go forward. Again, another opportunity for Quins to attack. Will we see more of the same, or will they look to try and tighten it up a little bit, get themselves on the front foot, and then bring their dominant pack into this game?
Exactly. Quins leaders just need to shore up this attack. I think they need to calm down, take a step back and see what's working for them at the moment, because they haven't had a concise and threatening attack in quite some time since they scored that try. It's been very disjointed last quarter at the moment.
Bahrain defending with a flat 4. Quins looking for the wide option again, but a good straightened line from the new fullback brings them onto the front foot. Now they have opportunity to start hitting some of their dominant forwards. Big carry in the midfield from Abu Dhabi, gives them an extra couple of yards. Coming back down the blind side, short ball, might have been deemed offside, but the ref's happy with it to go. And for some reason, which I must say is beyond me, they have opted for another kick through when they get into that 22. Surely at this point, Elliot, they just need to retain possession, start building pressure, and keep Bahrain down here.
Yeah, some definitely interesting decision making there. Absolutely no need for there. They had no penalty advantage. Not quite sure what the outcome is here. Just Quins put into the scrum. No, it's not. Or is it? Yes, it is. So, slightly positive outcome. They've got a 5-metre scrum. Scrums have been an area where a bit hit and miss today for both teams, to be honest.
Not 100% sure why, unless it was touched back of a hand as it went out the back. So that gives the Quins an attacking 5-metre scrum, in which case it's worked out well.
Hand, yeah.
Big scrum. Bahrain might be seen as wheeling there. The ref has noted it's wheeled, but is quite happy to let it have another go. Keep it square is the call from the sideline. Bahrain don't need any silly penalties here. We've seen how dangerous Quins can be on that quick tap. And Quins really need to come out of here with points. Call from the sideline is 4 minutes to play.
Yeah, it's do or die now for the Quins. Potentially one of the last decent chances they've got at the Bahrain line. And Bahrain will be defending for their life here and throughout this game now. This next score, as we said, so important.
Bahrain defending on their try line then, as the Quins look to put into the scrum. Say 8 points adrift. A score now would really put this game into the balance. It's a quick ball from the 9. It's out the back. And again, scrappy from the Quins trying to play off that midfield. A huge miss pass to the winger. New blood onto the pitch. Smothered by Bahrain, who earn themselves a...
Diego doing so well. Oh, penalty away though, not releasing. The knee hit the ground. Had to release that attacker there. Lovely feet by the Quins 18. And a big carry. Hands are on there. Jack Jarvis seems to be having a good go at that. Oh, managed to slow it down. Is that legal?
One thing we know is you can't play the 9, and Sol Piper's been caught guilty of that. Maybe just a little bit too much pressure. Bahrain's head starting to boil. Not the smartest decision there to compete for it. And Bahrain will be without a 15th man for the remainder of this game. Points is the call. It's an interesting one. Obviously, they need more than one converted score. So a penalty now will put them within 5.
Yeah, looking to seal those 3 points and then just use the last couple of minutes to throw everything they've got at it. Throw the kitchen sink and try and get that converted, try to finish off the game.
Interesting tactic, Elliot. Would you have gone for the same yourself?
To be honest, I think we saw something similar in England games just last year, where it's a case of if you get this, then Bahrain can just kill the clock. Whereas I think usually you'd try and get the try first and then hope for a drop goal or something like that, because you can deal with just a bit of position and hopefully you can eke out a penalty once you've got the try. So interesting to take the 3 points first.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, with the way the forwards have been functioning, I might have fancied our pack into the corner there. As you say, try and get ourselves a 7-pointer or at least a 5. With the ball getting kicked back to us, all we need to do then is just build momentum and force Bahrain to make a penalty with an opportunity to take the game. But they've gone for the free. It is a successful conversion, which now brings us to a 5-point game with Bahrain set to kick off and give possession back to Abu Dhabi. This kick is going to be crucial.
What would you do here? Would you kick deep? Or
if I'm Bahrain now, I am kicking this as deep and as far as I can go with the strongest line chase of the game. And we have opted for too much angle and it has gone straight into touch. Unfortunately then, giving Abu Dhabi a launch from the halfway line.
Yeah.
Unfortunate choice there. Opted for a deeper kick, but maybe still too much angle. Probably should have just sent this deep under the posts.
Yeah, he'll be kicking himself there, giving Quins an opportunity and a set piece to attack off of in the middle of the field. When Bahrain could have just kicked this deep and defended, hopefully Quins would have exited and Bahrain could have just killed the clock. But now Quins, quintessential attack. There's no chance of them kicking this, I'm sure.
Obviously a few changes in the Bahrain pack. This is a really important scrum for Bahrain. Really, really important. They put Quins under as much pressure as possible, but without infringing and giving away a penalty. The Abu Dhabi Harlequins have split the field. They've got options to attack on both sides. This is all going to come down to the Bahrain 8, or Bahrain 7, sorry, with a man in the bin. How well can they hold? Unfortunately, the ball has bobbled out through the 9's legs. He stubs the ball back. And Quins are now launching their attack from deep in their own half.
Here we go. Bahrain will be throwing everything they've got at this now. So important they don't give away silly penalties. Don't allow Quins out of their half.
For a second time there, it appears the ball has rolled out through the 9's legs. But they play on, they still have possession. And a knock on there in the tackle. The ref doesn't see that the knee was down. So now Bahrain are attacking. Surely they secure ball and slow it down here. Fly half Dan Dryden carrying again, as he has done so well today. Puts Bahrain on the front foot, secures clean ball. Talal picking from the base and a pop off. Big Gerard with a pirouette move straight out the 1970s. Probably back when he was playing first team rugby. I only joked, that was a couple of seasons ago. But in a strange turn of events there, I'm not really sure what's happened there, Elliot, if I'm honest with you, because a well-weighted kick from Dan Dryden.
Looks like an offside call by the looks of it.
Okay, so we've gone back for the penalty of offside on the kick. It's not found touch, but Matty Richards has misread that. Unfortunately, again, taking a slight slip with his lack of studs today. And they will now just be securely putting this into touch.
Lovely
But
nudge.
they've missed touch. And now they have opportunity to attack and run. There was a whole half of the pitch here to attack in. And the wayward pass has gone over his head, but deemed to have gone backwards. Quins now, with a bit about them, full part come to life. Straighten up off of 9. Again, met well by the Bahrain defence. And a drop ball from Abu Dhabi Harlequins might just about seal their fate. Still got a few moments left to play, so Bahrain will have an opportunity to launch from here. Quins will have an opportunity to try and turn over this scrum. He's starting to hear the home crowd in our SAR ground here now get behind the team. And as that noise picks up, I'm sure the energy from the boys will too.
Quinn still needing this score. The referee checking his watch. He knows every second counts at this point. But Quins do have another chance at attack.
I'm sure someone will be getting to that referee and asking how long left to play. Lindsay Gibson's actually making his way onto the field now after his first team game earlier. As mentioned, head coach of the Twos. I'm sure he'll be asking as well, how long left, ref? As a head coach here, I'll be asking for absolute clarity from my team in terms of what the goal is here. Secure ball, clean ball, grind the clock down and take the victory. It's Jack Jarvis with a knee, getting some medical treatment. It seems to be okay. He's getting back to his feet. Fair play to him, absolute stalwart. Has a little hiatus as he just had his second child. He's been a fantastic member of the Bahrain RFC club and senior squad for a couple of years now. An absolute stellar performance for him today in the line-out and around the park. Here we are then, potentially final scrum of the game. High pressure, high stakes. Both teams' benches up on the sideline, eager to see how the outcome of this works. Huge scrum from Quins, but Bahrain stays strong. 9 breaks off, goes up the blind. Great carry and maintains possession, which is the most important thing right now. The carry off a 9, gathered by Sol. It's getting a little bit loose, I will be honest. It looks like hands are on from Quins, and it is a Quins penalty. Bahrain will not be happy with the outcome there, unless they know something about the clock that I don't. All they needed to do there was to secure possession, a couple of slow phases and play off the park. A few loose phases, and here we are with Quins possession on the halfway line. Penalty to come.
Surely the last play of this game now. We're at 84 minutes on our clock, but obviously we are not connected to the referee's clock.
Well, I hope not anyway, I'll be knackered.
A long second half. But that's a lovely nudge. Now Quins are really, really in a dangerous position.
I have to say, after a couple of loose touch finders early doors, that is outstanding from Abu Dhabi. Puts themselves in a really, really strong position deep into Bahrain half, deep into Bahrain's 22. with a real opportunity to attack now. This is all going to come down to one man, in my opinion, El. This is Mr. Jack Jarvis at the front of that line out. He's got to get up, got to disrupt this line out.
So
do Bahrain go up, or do they opt to just try and defend them all? Haven't seen a maul from Quins yet, so I'd assume that they're getting up. They opt to stay down. They have opted for the maul. It's not effective and gone straight to ground, but the ref's happy to let play on. Quins looking wide. It goes out the back. Getting a little bit lateral.
They can't afford to drop it here. Execution is everything. This is what you train for.
Tackle's made. The ref got to ask him to release.
Dan Dryden does well to get out of the way there.
Good first set of defence from Bahrain. Well met with his head on the wrong side from Brandon. Joining us from the Golden Oldies into the second team. Absolute stalwart this season. Swift hands from Quins. A slip pass again. Maintaining possession deep on the wide channel. Hooker met firmly by Hooker there. Absolute battle up front. There is space wide if Quins want to attack it, but the 9 seems content with coming back down the blind side. They're trusting a lot in their first phase carry here. Bahrain know they can't give away a penalty.
Yes.
And they have secured the ball with Abu Dhabi holding on. The backs of Abu Dhabi are furious as there was plenty of space out wide. If only the ball had gone. Quins for the first time opting to keep it tight. And unfortunately, it's been their undoing. It looks to be a penalty to Bahrain and what I would assume would be a tap and a clear off the pitch. And that is the final whistle.
16-11, the final score.
16-11. What an absolute humdinger of a game.
A humdinger is right. What an effort from the Quins there at the end, just falling short. But the defensive effort, the strength and the guile for the boys just to hold on there with Quins throwing the kitchen sink at it, doing so well. Those pressure moments that win games, and the lads have come away with it. 2 wins from 2 from Bahrain today. Absolutely incredible day. Director of Rugby, Adam Wallace, how was that for a day of rugby from Bahrain?
It just goes to show you the absolute beauty of rugby. Doesn't matter what level you're playing at. The contest is always fierce out there. You see the the boys putting everything out on the park. I think he goes right to the final whistle. It's fantastic to see. I think sometimes games like that, where you've just come away with a narrow victory, probably mean more to you than they do when you've got the one-sided win. So I would say the boys out there will be absolutely buzzing. Again, first time our second team have had an opportunity to get into competitive rugby and league rugby, and that will really, really set them in a strong position now to go on and make playoffs and put us in a strong position going forward towards the end of the season. Really, really happy for the boys today. I think to a man, it wasn't the prettiest, but they all put everything into the jersey today, represented the club fantastically, and after what was pretty much a one-sided game for the first team earlier on, have really got the crowd on their feet today. I think they've been an absolute battle horse for the club today in terms of what they've done. They've been fantastic in their application. I'm sure there'll be words said from the coaches about our next game and building and going forward. But as you say, for Bahrain Rugby Football Club, 2 wins from 2 in the West Asia Leagues this year and the UAE Division 1 this year, today. That's me mumbling now, so I'm just trying to fill time. But yeah, outstanding from the lads. So really, really happy for them. Unfortunately, it's a Saturday night. I'm sure many have got work tomorrow, so they may not enjoy themselves as much as they'd hoped to. But with Six Nations being played live at the club later on today, I'm sure everyone will be making sure they make the most of this victory here at Bahrain RFC. It's been an absolute pleasure to be with you today. Big shout out goes to Jason Vine on the camera, who has kept you up to date with all the action as it's gone forward, making sure that you have the best picture on YouTube. And again, to Elliot Behan, who is the man behind the camera and the commentary, who makes sure that the service is improved week in, week out. I know we get a lot of comments, we get people coming forward, maybe not overly happy with a few things that are said once in a while, but all in all, it's a great opportunity for us to keep you up to date with what's happening at Bahrain RFC and how our rugby teams are progressing. So again, huge thank you to Elliot, huge thank you to Jason, and what a day for Bahrain RFC.
Thank you very much, Adam. Very nice words, kind words from you today. Just a reminder, our next fixture, we've got a couple of weeks off now, 22nd of February. That's a Saturday. Our first and second team travel to the Dubai Sharks to take them on there at the Polo Ground. Tune in, we'll be live on YouTube as always for a double header against the Sharks. And thank you all for tuning in. And we'll leave you to have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy the Six Nations, enjoy whatever you're doing, and be safe and be happy. Thank you very much.